And we are live. NFL playoff Thursday. Wild card starts what? 2 days from now? We got the whole crew here. Matt Staffiero saying, "What's up, gents? What's up, Mr. Staffiero from the Rocky Mountain Sports Network," right, Mr.
What's up,
Kirkpatrick?
Matt?
That's
What's up,
right.
Matt?
The Rocky Mountain. Check out all those shows. Awesome.
I
They
hung
do an
out with those
awesome
guys
job.
last night a little bit after our show. It was a lot of fun. They stayed on late night after hours for us, Kurt.
And that's awesome.
We'll have to do the same for them one night.
Absolutely. And Mr. Siciliano, Lynn Marie is saying good evening.
Wow. She's alive. I haven't heard her on the show for about 5 weeks.
Well, she's a play.
Well, she should be the Fly Eagles fly.
Yeah, Fly Eagles fly is right.
That's why she's on the show, because they're in the playoffs.
How you doing, Lynn? How are you?
I'm
She's
going to
a
start
front
with
runner.
Mr. Siciliano tonight. How are you, Mr. Siciliano?
I'm pretty good. I'll give everybody out there advice. Between only me and Kurt take our advice as far as the picks go, because these other two guys, they don't have a clue. All right, Kurt, go ahead.
By the way, Matt's saying nailed it, Kenny. LOL. The after party was great. LOL.
It was a lot of fun.
So let's go into this. The next person, former bookmaker, former handicapper, a little bit of everything. It's Mr. Joey Clams. What is up, Mr. Clams?
Nobody was better than Ace. He do fixed boxing matches, doped up horses, crooked zebras. How you doing? Let's go. Come
Big
on,
weekend,
Let's
Joe.
go, Clams.
Let's do this piece of work.
Big
Let's
weekend.
get down to business.
And
I've
Mr.
been
Kirk.
hot lately. Got hot from New Year's Day on, and we're hitting them with the college basketball. 9-3 so far with the college b-ball. Let's go.
And you know what, Joey Clams? You talk about
And the
hitting.
horse today too. And the horse we paid $11.40 at Gold Street down in South Beach.
Joe, you talk about hitting. We were hitting Kenny Kirkpatrick last night, left and rights. He staggered. He was almost down for the count. He came back on, but Mr. Kirkpatrick, my friend, hey, wearing the Nick hat with Cam Reddish. What a great deal today by Leon Rose. Let's go, baby. Great deal. Cam, RJ, and Mr. Zion's coming soon. How are you, Mr.
Well, Dan, you
Kirkpatrick?
stole my thunder with the Knicks. I was going to start with, the start of the week turned out, Black Monday looked like it was going to be a disaster for our Giant fans. Tuesday turned out to be Black Tuesday for the Giants as we got rid of Joe Judge. Hallelujah. And how do we follow that up on Thursday? The Knicks showing, it's not a blockbuster
No,
trade,
but a great
but
deal.
we got rid of a
Great
guy
deal.
who was buried on the bench, Kevin Knox, and now you're going to get a guy in Cam Reddish who's going to be a contributor. A no-brainer just to give up a protected lottery pick. A no-brainer for the Knicks, and it's showing me that this group, Rose and Worldwide West, they're still out there to make moves for us, and they're going in the right direction.
Absolutely. Hey, Mr. Beelan. Fellas, good evening. What is up, our boy, Mr. Beelan?
Johnny B.
Hey, Kurt, did you see they got rid of Cully from the Texans?
Yes, breaking
Oh.
news. Yes.
And I just wanted to say one more thing. Carson, we'll see you next week. All
Yes,
the best
Carson.
tonight, my friend.
Yes, sir.
And just wanted to wish him the best tonight. That's all.
You know what? I don't agree with Beelan a lot, but this one I am hand in hand with Mr. Beelan on this comment. Robinson is the next one that needs to go. Go get some shooters. Shooters gonna shoot. I agree. I am not paying Mitch Robinson over $20 million.
No.
So
We
his
might need to do a little Knicks
yeah,
show.
but his deal is up, boys, and I am not. I'm with Beelan. Get rid of him. Let somebody else waste their money on him. No way. No
Agree.
way. All right, what do you want to do tonight, Mr. Kirkpatrick? Get to the games, coaches. I know you wanted to do coaches.
Let's get to the games. We'll give a few people a chance to come in. I know they come in. They're coming home from work. They have dinner. Then they come on towards like the middle of our show. So let's hold off on the games until about 6:30. Let's do some head coaches. Black Monday. We didn't touch into it too much yesterday, but Broncomania. We didn't do Broncomania yesterday, so we did have some coaching changes. Why don't we start with your Denver Broncos with the first change, Kurt?
Okay.
Vic Fangio gone. Pat Shermer gone. It looks like there's going to be a lot of changes in Denver. Which direction do you want Denver to go, and then I'll ask Joey and Sis as well with direction. Who would be your top? Let's do it this way: top 3 choices for head coach for the Denver Broncos, Kurt.
I'm going to say this one more time. I said it last night on the Rocky Mountain show. You know, I'm going to be honest. I'm more Matt Stafford. I was saying no Dan Quinn. It's more important to me to get the right OC than the head coach. I don't want a head coach who's going to be holding, the play sheet and calling the plays. I don't. That's why Steph Fiero is saying Rodgers is staying in Green Bay. Me, I want either Hackett and the quarterback coach, or I want the quarterback coach Getsy. I want the Green Bay guy running the offense, the Shanahan, quote unquote Shanahan offense. And I want to bring in Aaron Rodgers. And if I can't get Aaron Rodgers, I want him grooming Drew Lock. But I want it with a Green Bay offensive guy. Head coach, I'll be honest, I can go a lot of different ways. I wouldn't be mad if it's Dan Quinn. I really wouldn't. With the Green Bay coordinator. I wouldn't be mad if it's Hackett. I wouldn't be mad if it's Kellen Moore. I mean, some guys, like, it's not going to be Mayo from New England. He's not going to get the job. I mean, they're going to probably interview him for the DC job, But, O'Connell from from the Rams, listen, if one of those guys, wows them, I think Peyton might look that way. But it's more important to get an offensive coordinator because that's what this team needs. Staffiero saying Gannon, Greg Olson, Mike Zimmer. Urban with Greg Olson and Mike Zimmer. Kenny, we talked about this off air. I would not be opposed at all to have Mike Zimmer as my defensive coordinator.
No,
not as my head coach. Not as my head coach. So
he's not a head coach.
Again, I want Hackett or Getsy as my one of them. I want either Hackett with Getsy, or Quinn with Getsy, or Moore. I don't know if it's going to be Moore or Getsy. You'd probably bring somebody from Dallas, a quarterback coach, over. But I want either Moore or Quinn with Getsy, or Hackett with there. That's what I want. I want that Green Bay coordinator.
If you had to pick an order, how would it be for you? If you had to. Who would be a number 1? Who would be a number 2? Who would be a number 3?
Well, Matt Staffiero saying Hackett and Getsy are also the ones responsible for the development of Jordan Love. How's that working out? See, I don't look at that because, you could always look and say, look at who who did Josh McDaniels and those guys, develop besides Tom Brady? Did any of the Colts guys develop anybody but Peyton Manning? There's certain people, like really. I could just say this then. Everybody always says, who's the best offensive guy in the mind, right? Sean McVay. Well, I'll tell you this. Sean McVay didn't develop Jared Goff, right? Because if you look at it, he went down and down and down and down. So, and Stafford really's gone here. So I don't really look at it as, the development, it's play calling. It's play calling. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not worried about he has to develop it. Put the guy in the position, put Rick Scangarella. Did he develop Drew Lock? No, he ran the Shanahan offense with a mobile quarterback and a strong arm, and that's you're going to do that in that West Coast system. So,
let me ask Sis, and then I'll ask Clams. Who do you think the Broncos should go after as a head coach? Sis?
Guys, real quick, Paul Rosen. Hey guys, good evening, gentlemen.
What's up, Paul? You think they should go? Who do you think? Any ideas you think? What kind of direction you think the Broncos should go in, Sis?
Todd Bowles, Peterson. Who's the guy that coached the Jets last?
Gase.
Who?
Gase.
Gay, and they should go after him. Gase.
Come on.
Clams, what direction you think the Broncos should take?
I already.
That's good, Sis. That's a good one. Kurt didn't have an answer for that.
I heard from a good source.
He knew I was goofing around. I'm in that kind of mood tonight.
Guys, Ricky's saying good evening.
I heard from a good source that it's going to be Quinn and McDaniels. Remember, he took care of Jimmy G and Brissett over there, and then when Brady went down with that injury, they did a pretty good job. He did a pretty good job with the quarterbacks. And Paul Rosen, I just found out July 30th, the Mets are having Duffy Dyer Day, so go out there and get and wear your number 10 jersey for Duffy Dyer.
You know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm gonna answer this question one more time, Kenny, because then we're gonna get on with the Rocky Mountain guys. We're gonna have a nice little debate whenever we can get together. But you know what I want? When they say, "What do you want for your?" I want Aaron Rodgers running my offense, just like Peyton Manning ran it. Just like Matt said, it wasn't Gase or McCoy. It was Peyton Manning. Just like in Tampa Bay. It's not Byron Leftwich. It's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's in
The
Green
headset
Bay.
went off.
It's Aaron
The headset's
Rodgers.
not working.
It's Aaron Rodgers. So you know
Kurt,
what?
the headset's not working. That's what they say. The headset's
The
not
headset-
working.
okay, that's what I want. Run the defense. Aaron, you and Hackett or you and Gatsby, do what you got to do. Run it. You call it. That's why you're the best quarterback in the league. And that's it. And that's what I want. And that's what I want.
I got 3 guys, Kurt. My first guy, Quinn, if you're going to go with a veteran quarterback.
Okay.
Kellen Moore, if you're going to stick with Drew Lock or draft a quarterback. Nathaniel Hackett, if you're bringing over Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
That's how I'm going to look at it. What kind of coach you get is going to tell me right away which direction you're going to go in the draft.
Hey Kenny, if Dallas winds up losing Sunday, who knows if McCarthy gets fired and Quinn hops in there. But I heard from a good source that Quinn is going to be the coach of the Denver Broncos. Really good source.
Quinn's a hot name. He changed that Dallas defense.
But just like what Kurt said,
sure.
just coach the team and let the coordinators run the offense.
That's it.
You see what the problems going on in San Diego. He's got the coach over there. He's got his hands in too many things. He was supposed to be a defensive guru. Came from the Rams. He's got the worst defense in football.
I want to move on to the Giants in a minute, but I will say if Quinn comes over, a hot name, and I know Matt covered it on his show, he might try and persuade Paxton, and I know you got to wait to June to officially make the trade, but Quinn might be trying to persuade Paxton to Peyton to bring in Matt Ryan for a year or 2 on a cheaper contract. Let Atlanta eat some of that contract up. That could be a name to watch out for if Quinn comes.
Again, listen, he's not my first choice, but
he's an upgrade.
I mean, he's sure damn better than Teddy Bridgewater. I mean,
Teddy
Bridgewater.
I'll give you that.
Richie Katwika, Coach Rich is saying hello, gents. Matt and Ricky are both saying Rodgers isn't leaving Green Bay, but I mean, what we had last year, and I'm not even going to say to Drew Lock, that Teddy Bridgewater thing, it was just an absolute disgrace. I mean, he ruined Jerry Jeudy. You got Sutton, Judy. See, here's the difference. And Joey Clams, I bet you, is right on the money. Noah Fant was a first-round tight end, right, 3 years ago. Noah Fant is an afterthought in this offense. Teddy Bridgewater can't get him the ball. If you put Aaron Rodgers on this team with Aaron Rodgers with tight ends, Noah Fant will be a top 4 tight end in the NFL. Hands down. That's what that player does for you. And what we had was garbage this year. Not throwing the ball. You can't throw it deep. Drew Lock in 2 weeks threw two balls, pass interference, 60 yards down the field. Teddy Bridgewater, he never threw it deep. Throw it deep. It was an absolute disgrace.
Develop Lock.
Or exactly, develop Lock. Lock's so much better.
Then you bring in a Kellen Moore and you have Kellen Moore and an offensive coordinator to develop Lock. I'm all on board with that move.
You know what? This is where it comes down to where Fangio, Fangio had a top 3 defense. You know what? Fangio said he wants Pat Shurmur and Teddy Bridgewater. One of the worst offensive coordinators in the NFL and one of the worst starting NFL quarterbacks. And that's what he went to war with to save his job. I don't feel sorry at all for Vic Fangio because you know what? He did his job on defense.
Nobody should feel sorry for Vic Fangio. He's going to be a defensive coordinator as soon as this year. Somebody's going to scoop him up to run their defense.
Yeah, he's a great defensive coordinator.
Right, but I'm saying
nobody should feel sorry for that guy.
A field goal.
He caused his own firing with those 2 moves because they were both dumb moves. Rick Scangarello, I don't get along with him. I want Pat Shurmur. Their offense was the worst. And then even worse is you brought a backup quarterback who should never be starting the NFL, Teddy Bridgewater, and that's what you put your. Think about this. That's what you put your head coaching career on the line. Pat Shermer and Bridgewater, just downright nuts.
Let's another team made news this week, and it's in the New York, and that's where we cover New York and Maryland. And the Giants gave us a little wish on Tuesday, not Monday, by firing Joe Judge. In case anybody has been off the TV and off the computers, Joe Judge got fired on Tuesday.
Guys, real quick, Mark Calderio, good evening, guys. How's everything? Mark's checking in.
Mark, what's up, bud?
Ricky is saying Locke is not the answer, and Matt is saying Locke will never be the answer. But I will just say this, and then I'll get off my Bronco talk. That we don't know because we've never seen it. We've never given them the opportunity. I know it. You guys know it. The Panthers know it. The Jets know it. The Saints know it. And the Vikings know it. And now the Broncos know it. We all know Teddy Bridgewater isn't the answer. And that's why this kid, Drew Lock, should have played this year because we really don't know if he's the answer. So I'll let you with that.
Fair enough. So the Giants, again, Joe Judge fired, Gettleman retired. Well, in kind words, we'll say retired. So, Sis, we're looking for a GM and we're looking for a head coach. I'm not going to ask you for a 3-2-1. I know who you want as number one, but can you let the audience know who you want as your next head coach of the New York Giants?
Jim Colwell.
And yep, he'll run. And there's reasons because he'll run that team professionally and he'll get the best out of his players.
First of all, he'll have the respect of the players, and as a coach, if you don't have the respect of your players, like McAdoo didn't, Sherman didn't, and obviously Joe Judge, that's your starting point there. I really think he would be a big influence on the New York Giants organization. I remember when he was coaching at, I believe it was Wake Forest. I got the opportunity to meet him because he came in to recruit my kid, and what a gentleman, man. I mean, a real, you can get vibes off of somebody real quick, and again, he did a good job over there with the Colts, man. I mean, so that. For what's out there, I mean, I really don't want what's his name from the Eagles, Peterson. No, I don't want him. No, I definitely don't want him. That would be another mistake, and I really don't want him to be the Giant coach. But we could talk all night about all of these teams, and obviously, I was joking before about having inside information, but when it's all said and done, these organizations are going to take the GMs they want. They're going to take the, head coaches they want. I mean, Kurt wants an 8-course meal. He went over everything he wanted, and I hope he gets it. But, there's a lot of speculation that Aaron Rodgers is not going to leave Green Bay. So go develop Teddy. Not Teddy.
Teddy.
No, I meant to say Locke. And I agree with him. Give the kid a chance. They've never given this kid a chance.
Yep.
This kid could wind up being a dynamite quarterback.
Exactly. He's got all the tools, right?
But if you're sitting on a bench, man, you can't show that.
Nope.
Or you can't show it in a backup role. These high school coaches make the same mistake with these kids. All of a sudden, where's this kid been? Well, you finally gave him a chance. But that's my I want to know, was Joey Clams in the basement today with the burning of the Saint picture in his hands when he was being indoctrinated? Did that take place today, Joe?
My finger's bleeding a little bit.
A couple comments. Mark is saying he wants Flores from Miami. Matt's saying, I think Dan Quinn is a perfect fit for the New York Giants. And Rich is saying Giants should get a GM first, then let him hire the coach.
I agree with that, too. Yep. That's a good point.
John Mara, I've listened to his press conference the other day, went on air and said in the press conference that he is going to let the GM choose the coach, and the GM is going to run this team, not like Jerry Jones runs his team and other general managers. He's giving it to the GM. So it's going to be curious to see who the GM is. And I got a hot name that I think is going to get a job this year. And I would not mind him on the Giants in the right situation to develop a quarterback. And I don't think the quarterback's Daniel Jones. The unfortunate injury this year. He's missed time each year. I would like to see the Giants try and develop a young quarterback, maybe a Matt Corral last to the second round because of his injury. Take a flyer on him, draft him in the second round. Brian Dable from Buffalo.
Kenny,
I think that's a hot little young name.
Kenny, real quick, couple comments leading up. Paul Rosen saying, thinking about it from yesterday, how about Hortis from Ravens? He could bring Greg Roman from Baltimore. Matt saying Adrian Phillips and as an intriguing name for a GM option in New York. And Rich is saying this, well, Kenny, you said this off the air. They have to go outside the organization. Matt's asking, hey, Kenny, do you want Drew Lock? Paul's saying, yes, I finally heard that about Mara. Ricky's saying teams are only firing certain coaches only if he realized, backs his words, if Harbaugh decides to coach in the NFL.
I do not want Drew Lock because he's
and
Carson's
Carson's chiming in saying, have a great guys show. Sorry he couldn't make it today.
Don't be sorry. Yeah. We just hope all is well your way, buddy. We will be in touch with you for sure.
Yes.
Do not be sorry. No, Dable would be my choice if we wanted to develop a young guy. If you want to bring in a veteran quarterback to compete with Daniel Jones, and I'm not going to throw the Russell Wilson talk out tonight. I thought about it last night. I was chatting with Matt off the air. I like that Dan Quinn move. He knows Dallas. He knows the NFC East. Bring in a veteran quarterback to compete with Daniel Jones, maybe a Nick Foles type, and Daniel Jones doesn't have that job handed to him. That's problem number one with the Giants. Daniel Jones handed the job since day one. And where's it gotten the Giants? Nowhere. But a couple other teams. So that Joe, who would be your choice for Giants head coach?
Flores from Miami. The New York Football Giants are hit rock bottom. They're the worst in every category if you go down the list. This team has been, in the last 10 years, they've been horrible. This is worse than the time when back in the 70s with the Pisarcik. That was the best thing that happened. The Maras, they don't know how to run the team. The NFL, Roselle had to come in and hire Young to take over the Giant team to put them back to respectability. They are rock bottom. I bring in Flores. And you got to bring in a coach. I want a head coach. You don't want to bring in an up-and-coming coordinator. Give me somebody. What this guy did in Miami, he took a Miami team that was sinking or whatever for Tua, tanking for Tua. They were 5-11. They weren't supposed to win a game. The next year, what did he do? 10-6. They couldn't make the playoffs, and he went 9-8. This guy, he's a New York guy. He's from Brooklyn, went to Boston College. This guy brings credibility. That's who the Giants need.
Well said, Joe.
Kenny, couple comments real quick. Matt's asking me, saying, Kurt, are you surprised that Dable was left off of George Payton's initial? Yes, I really am, Kenny, because you're very high on him. I was a little shocked that Dable was not. Couple other comments. Paul Rosen. Mara admitted he jumped too fast choosing Gettleman. He will not do it again this time. Matt Staffiero, I think Houston is going to go all in on Flores, promote Pep Hamilton to OC, and go with Mayo as DC, trying to get Watson to stay there. Great.
Well, interesting. Flores is the favorite to go to Chicago, so if the Giants want to, think fast, they better jump on him because he's the favorite to go to Chicago.
But let me ask this question, because all you guys with Flores, right? But Sis, as a coach, okay, the thing is, he had a horrible, him and Tua didn't get along. They said a lot of disrespectful stuff he did behind the scenes in Miami. Do you think that's important? Like, he won, like Joey said, so he'll bring that. But behind the scenes, like players didn't like him. He had him and Tua, like they just couldn't get along. Do you think that matters going forward?
Well, again, you yourself coached. We coached together, obviously. So important in team chemistry in the locker room, the way players hang. Like when I played in high school and college, like we all hung around with each other all the time. And I think even Alabama and Georgia and all these top-notch teams. These kids are all like they're all like this. So even in the pros, with these guys making all that kind of money, whatever you want to call it, you need that chemistry rather, excuse me, and you need that type of coach like Joey Clams nailed it. For the Giants, I don't want an up-and-coming offensive coordinator, not against these young kids. I want somebody that's been in the water, especially now, especially with they were what, 10-52 or whatever it was in 7 years.
But something had to go wrong in Miami because
this is what it was, Kurt. He wanted Herbert in the draft. He didn't want Tua. So right away,
it's a good point. Yeah,
that's
a good point.
And now every time you turn on the TV and you see what Herbert's doing, that bothers him. And there's where the conflict is.
That's a great point.
Herbert. He didn't want
That's
Tua.
a great point.
And there's a lot of guys, a lot of players on Miami love Flores, love him. Yep. So whoever said that, a lot of people love him now.
Yep, that's a great point.
He did. Like he did a fantastic job.
He does good in his division.
But I will say this: he's
got the Patriots number.
Yes, he does. He does, Kenny, and not many people do. But I do follow this one Bronco insider, and people keep saying Flores, and he said absolutely not. Denver will not touch him, talk to him, or nothing. So I don't know. There's like people that are either all the way in or all the way out with him.
Well, why won't Denver touch him? I
don't know. I get, like I said, I don't. There's,
there might be more behind.
There's more doors behind it. I mean, you're not gonna, like Joey said, the guy won 7 in a row this year, 9-8. 10-6.
10-6 last year. Yeah.
When you do that, you just don't let go of a coach like that.
Right.
Something had to go down.
My thing would be, Joe, give him a year off as a head coach. You want to bring him in as a defensive coordinator and give him a year to prove himself. I don't want to say prove himself, but prove that, hey, I just didn't get along with the GM. I got along with everybody else. All the players I got along with, all the coaches I got along with. And give him a defensive coordinator position and get him the year after.
Kenny, by the Super Bowl, he's going to be a head coach.
Yep.
Oh, I agree with Joe. There's no way that's happening. He'll be a head coach.
There's too many openings for him not to get a head coach.
Exactly.
And Ricky's saying, calling it here. Flores goes to Houston, and he gets Deshaun Watson as his quarterback. Watson wanted to go to Miami to work with him. So, he did. Watson did want to play for Flores. That's why he had Miami on that list. So,
hey, Kurt. Let me tell you, the quarterback's the most important player on the team. And when you wanted Herbert and you got stuck with Tua, who has a hot dog arm and everything is behind the chains, it's got, that's got to bother you every time you're walking in there because you need a quarterback. You need a quarterback to get you where you got to go.
See, and Matt's making a great point. George Payton from Denver highlighted the word, quote unquote, leadership as the main quality when the rumors come out. It doesn't fit the mold he's looking for. See, that's the thing. Some people are going to say, he is that leader, but then is he doing leadership if he's fighting with his quarterback? Honestly, I wouldn't want Denver to get him. I wouldn't. We can't have that. We cannot have that in Denver. Just like we're saying.
He's a good fit for Chicago. He's a perfect coach for Chicago, and he's a perfect coach for the Giants. The Giants are rock bottom right now. They're the worst organization of football.
We got to get our GM first, and then we'll figure out our head coach. That's for sure.
But I am not against. I'll say this, and this is what I think Denver did with Elway, in 20. I believe it was the 2011, right? Or no. Was it 2011 or when they hired Fox? When you are so, like you're saying, the Giants are rock bottom. Denver was rock bottom. They went from Josh McDaniels. And if you watch the videos, you got to watch it. It's awesome. They had DJ Williams where they're like, we were cheating. We knew now we were cheating. He's filming things and doing all the illegal Patriot stuff. And they were rock bottom. So they just got John Fox to, calm everything down, get the professionalism back in. Now, John Fox, you could just see John Fox. He was never going to win a Super Bowl, and it's proven because he couldn't win the big game, so you had to get rid of him and bring in Kubiak to get it done, which they did. But maybe the Giants are kind of like stabilized a little bit, like Kenny's saying. They don't want the Kellen Moore. They got to Get somebody that's going to get that, I'm not saying Tom Coughlin, but like a Tom Coughlin.
Jim Caldwell, like Sis said.
Yeah, Jim Caldwell, great one, Sis.
The guys that have been NFL coaches, head coaches before.
Experience is the key. Yeah, experience is the key word. They need somebody with experience.
Yeah,
and he was a great coach with the Colts, and then he was with the Lions also.
Yeah,
he was the last winning coach
That's
with
right.
the Lions.
Yeah.
Clams, he was.
Beelan's saying the issue I have with Flores is that he's a defensive guy. I think he needs an offensive coordinator to have that relationship with the quarterback so he can focus on the D. Beelan's saying Flores can't teach a young quarterback. He's got no experience.
That's where you bring in the experienced offensive coordinator.
Matt's throwing out for Giant fans. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, Sis. I'll start with you. Leslie Frazier for the Giants.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got a thumbs up on him.
Joey Clams, Leslie Frazier.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny?
It's a good name that I didn't think of. I will give it I'd be okay with it. So I'd give a thumbs up. It would not be my top choice, but I'd give it a thumbs up.
Mark's giving it a thumbs up, and Mark is also saying, Sis, he agrees with you. He likes Caldwell. He thinks he's a good fit for the Giants. Now,
Hey, look at the Giant coaches that have won Super Bowls. Coughlin and Parcells, old school guys. Bring in an old school guy. That's what you need.
Beelan's throwing out Todd Monken. Everyone is sleeping on this guy. Everyone wants offense. You know what, though? I can't give him, you know what?
You can't, not to a head coaching job he's an offensive coordinator in college. You want to jump up to the pros and be an offensive coordinator? I'm okay with that. But I can't give him a head coaching job yet.
Because you know why? Think about it. The best offensive coordinator we've seen in a long, long time in college had to be Joe Brady at LSU, right?
Yes.
And you know what? He did nothing in the NFL, right?
No, he got himself fired.
Well, first
rules
off,
should be out too.
Well, first off, you have Joe Brady, bombs away, and you give him Teddy Bridgewater, who can't throw 10 yards. That's a bad mismatch right out of the gate, but he couldn't handle it. So I don't know. I can't give this guy a Georgia offensive coordinator and give him an NFL head job. Matt's saying, what about the Raider coach, Kenny? If he gets fired, would you want him for the Giant gig?
He's making noise over there, the Raiders. Let's see what he does again in the playoff game. But hey, they won 3 games in a row to get to the playoffs.
Hey,
I wouldn't mind him on my coaching staff.
Let him stay in California.
I wouldn't mind him on a coaching staff.
I'm with you, sis.
That guy, he looks like he escaped over the border. I don't want him.
I wouldn't take him as a head coach, but maybe on my staff.
And you know what? You're not hearing the OC from Kansas City's name anymore.
That fizzled out. And so did Greg Roman.
Yeah.
Greg Roman and Wink Martindale, they fizzled out too.
Yeah.
Let's move on, guys. Anything else head coaching? Because I want to get into we did the first half hour. Like I said, we got a lot of people listening in, like their input on these games. We're going to pick the wild card weekend games, boys. Wild card weekend starts Saturday, 4:30. And the first game on the slate, we got the number 5 Raiders that we just talked about with their head coach. Interim head coach got them into the playoffs, and they're traveling to the AFC North champion, Cincinnati Bengals. And who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? So hats off to Zach Taylor, who I thought was going to be on his way out if they had a bad year this year. And he proved me wrong. And Jamar Chase, Rookie of the Year candidate, Joe Burrow, that explosive offense. I'm going to start with Joey Clams. The Bengals are given 4.5 Saturday, 4:30. Joe, who are you going with here?
Wait, real quick before Joey comments. Beelan's saying, what about Kenny Kirkpatrick for the Giant job? He's got his headset ready with this Madden 22 playbook.
I would probably do a better job than Joe Judge.
You thought Joe Judge was going to be a good coach. You got it.
Oh, Kenny's coming. Sis is coming with bullets tonight, Kenny.
Listen, I'm not trying to, but really, he's got a short memory, this guy. Seriously. He thought Joe Judge was the answer. He was telling me. Right or wrong, Ken?
Hey, last year.
No. Right or wrong.
You're right or wrong. And now I'm going to come back with a right or wrong for Sis. You said you were wrong about Joe Judge last year.
No, I didn't. No,
I'll go back to that show and find it because I'll give Joe credit.
Yeah, make sure you pull that up.
I will.
Make sure you pull that out.
I
I said
will.
from his first interview.
Feeling, I got
him-
homework for this week. I'm gonna find it.
I said,
Beelan
I
is
said he was
saying,
a fake. What?
Beelan is saying, Kenny, admit it. Sis is right. Admit it. You were on the
Thank you.
Joe Judge
Thank-
bandwagon.
Thank you, John. This
John's
guy,
just trying to kiss up because he's been in Sis's bad.
this guy Kilpatrick. He could turn around and make himself disappear. I seen him do it in a nightclub.
Richie Katwink is saying Sis loves Joe Judge. Obviously, he's joking.
Oh yeah.
He's joking. A couple more
He was
things.
one of the best.
Ricky's saying he's going Oakland. They're playing with house money. Momentum is a BITCH. Mark saying, I think the Raiders could beat them. It's going to be a good game. Richie K is taking the Bengals, Kenny.
Awesome. Clams, how about you? Who are you taking on this for the record?
Are we doing best bets now on this game or no?
No, we just pick
We'll
this
do
game.
best bets after this.
Okay. This line opened at 6.5, and I see 5s out there.
4.5 right now.
I got it at 4.5 now.
What place? FanDuel?
Yeah.
FanDuel as of
4.5.
5:30 p.m. was 4.5.
Yeah, this when that number's around 5 or 5.5, they don't know which way to go with it. I'm gonna take the road dog. I'll take the Raiders. Plus the points. They got a nice pass rush, and the weakness is the offensive line of the Bengals. You got 2 first-time coaches in the playoffs, 2 first-time quarterbacks in the playoffs. So it's going to be a little bit. They're going to feel each other out. So I'll take the points with the Raiders, and they got a good kicker. So I'll take the 4.5 with the Raiders.
A couple comments, Kenny. This is from Coach Rich again. He's saying, okay, he doesn't like Joe Judge. I guess he's talking about you. But did he love Joe Bruno, buddy? Talking VFW and a little Babe Ruth baseball. Mark knows about that. Staffiero's taking Vegas as well. Cincinnati, young QB, they slip up. Beelan saying Joey B in the points, too many weapons. I'm going with Joey. I'm going with
I'll
Mr.
go to
Johnny
you next,
B.
Kurt.
I'm going Johnny B. I'm taking the Bengals at home. 4.5. I just think the Raiders. They can't just. Burrow can't be thrown 60 times. Just run it with Mixon, get it a little bit in, and I think they do have a little more momentum. That place, I think, is going to be rocking in Cincinnati, and I think they get their win.
Sis, how about you?
Yep, I'm with Kurt. I think Cincinnati's going to beat them. 2 reasons. They got a good running game. Kid Burrow's legit. They're home. That's a huge advantage. And they have Mr. Minter in the backfield. So I think Cincinnati wins easily. Easily.
You know what? I'm on board with Kurt and Sis. I every time I've been like, oh, I'm waiting for the Bengals to flop this year, they blow out somebody at home, whether it's the Steelers, Ravens. They've been doing it in their division. Now they get the Raiders, who come to the East, and traveling. I don't know. You're going to stop Jamar Chase? That's fine. But how's that secondary? They're going to try and stop Jamar Chase. How are they going to stop T. Higgins? How are they going to stop Tyler Boyd? They got a 3-headed monster there that I think that secondary is not strong enough to stop all 3 of those guys. The tight end is a sleeper in this game, CJ Uzuma. And then, like Sis just said, Joe Mixon running the ball. I think this is easily a touchdown win, in my opinion. And I'll take the Bengals at home. Like Kurt said, it's going to be cold. That place is going to be rocking. I'll take the Bengals minus the 4.5 in the first game. Let's go to Sis on the second game. Saturday night, 8:15. Bill Belichick led Patriots, Ricky's Patriots. Number 6 seed, traveling to Buffalo, 3rd matchup of the year. Buffalo is a 4-point favorite. Weather forecast for that game, it's supposed to be cold in the single digits, I believe. Sis, 4-point favorite Bills. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I think Matt Jones had a great season. Me and Joey Clams are talking today. Everybody's going to jump on New England just because of Belichick, but this is not a Super Bowl team. I really don't believe that. Number 2, you're going into Buffalo. It's going to be freezing. They're used to it. Not that it's not cold in New England, but Buffalo Bills in their own backyard. and I said it, and I'll stick with it. I picked them right from the get-go to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't say win it. I said get there. But I'll stay with my pick with Buffalo, and I think Buffalo easily beats New England. Easily.
Couple comments. Rich is taking. He's a Patriot fan. He's saying take Buffalo. Ricky's taking Buffalo. Mark's taking Buffalo, and this is the best comment maybe through the night from Mr. Beelan. Yeehaw, Mr. Allen with the points. He's going to slam Billy Boy through a table with the Bills Mafia over there.
How about it, Kurt? I'll go to you next.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I'll tell you this: pressure, we'll get to the game with Mr. Prescott with the most pressure, but Mr. Allen has major pressure on him because these $30-40 million quarterbacks cannot lose wild card games. So there is going to be pressure on him. Belichick will come up with something, but they are, like Sis said, they're definitely the better team. That first game, it was like a mirage. Just you're playing in the wind and craziness like that. They went into New England and they dominated that game in New England. So they're definitely the better team. They're at home, must win. But if Josh Allen loses this game, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of questions on him. He cannot lose this game. I will go with you guys, and I'm going to lay the 4 points and take Buffalo.
Joey Clams, you are up.
Yeah, Kurt, you hit it right on the head. This is a big game for the Buffalo Bills. It's a couple of years now. You got to win this game. You got to win this game at home. The pressure's on them. I know they don't have a running game. They're not suited to play up there with their style of offense, but I think they're going to come up with something. And Mac Jones, he has been playing good the last 3 out of 4 games. I think he's a rookie. His rookie face is going to show up this week. Give me a Buffalo, Josh Allen. They're going to win by a touchdown. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
And there's our Kenny, real quick. There's our good friend Dan Worley checking in. He's saying Buffalo 28-20. So he's on the Buffalo bandwagon too, Dan.
What's up, Dan? Thanks for listening again. I'm going to go Patriots here, but I'm going to take the points. I think Buffalo's going to win a hard-fought victory. I think, like Kurt nailed it, Belichick's going to have something for Buffalo. Buffalo make some halftime adjustments. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. I think it's going to be low scoring because of the weather being it's cold. And I think the Bills win a field goal game. So I would take the 4 points if you can get 4 points here. I'm going to go like a 20-17 type of ball game.
Guys, I got real quick. Ricky has a really good question. We'll do this real quick, okay? My question to you guys is this. If any of these teams with high expectations, Buffalo, Dallas, the Rams, if they lose, do you expect any heads to roll?
Maybe Dallas.
Clams just stole my thunder. Dallas.
Buffalo too, Kenny. Buffalo too. I'm telling you.
Buffalo, but you're facing Belichick, so that might get some fizzled out. Let's see who else we got here.
Kansas Rams a little bit. Rams.
I'll tell you what.
They believe in Boyd. They believe in that guy. They're not gonna. He got him to a Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what. Next week, if Tennessee loses, and they lose, and they're a 1 seed, there might be some. Make some changes over there.
No way. The guy did a great job.
I totally agree. None of these guys are going anywhere. You guys are fit.
Dallas might be a problem though.
What about Tampa Bay? They're the whole Antonio Brown, Bruce Arians saga.
No.
If Philly pulls off a major upset.
If any of them, I would agree with Kurt. Dallas is about it. The rest of them, they're not going nowhere. These guys are head coaches, man. They're not little league coaches.
Yeah.
Kenny, going back to the Buffalo New England game, Dan saying Patriots peaked too soon midseason. They haven't played well the last few games, which will carry over to the playoffs.
Point. So we got. It looks like I'm the only one on taking the points. I do think Buffalo is going to win though, a squeaker. Let's move on to Sunday. I'll start this one with Sis.
Kurt, don't you love the way he covers himself both ways?
Of course.
He's taking the points, but he thinks Buffalo will win the game. You gotta love him.
That's Kenny, Sis. That's Kenny.
Well, I just said he's the only guy that could be in a room
No, but he said it right. He's,
And
he's,
said it
taking,
right.
he's taking the
Disappear.
Patriots with the points.
20-17 is my prediction on the score.
Yeah, he's doing it right.
So he'll take the points in the bet, but he's
Right,
covering
yeah.
himself with Buffalo.
But he likes
See what I'm up
Buffalo. I get
against,
it.
Joe, every week? I'm
Yeah,
up against
I
this every week.
I get it. He likes Buffalo, but he's taking the points with the other. Whatever.
All right,
Next
that's
You're
fine.
the redheaded stepchild. What are you going to do?
Right, exactly.
What we
What's
got,
the
Mr.
question?
Kirkpatrick?
What do you got,
This
Mr. K? Yes, sir.
Lynn's Philadelphia Eagles. Hats off to them. They got into the playoffs. Your guy, Devontae Smith, our friend Mari's cousin, Devontae Smith, in the
Right.
playoffs. Congratulations.
Yep.
Travel to Tampa Bay, and the big bad Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Mr. Brady. 8.5-point favorites. Sis, is it going to be too much for Philly, or is Philly going to pull off a shocker here?
That's, this is an interesting game, man, because number one, I think the point spread itself is these are professional teams. I think that's outrageous, number one. Hey, if it's raining down there, which it's supposed to be and everything, I tell you, for her sake, I know she's like us as far as the Giant goes. She's a diehard. So for my friend Lynn, I hope the Eagles beat them. But do I think they're going to beat them? I don't know. I really don't know. But for her sake, I hope they don't.
Ricky's saying Tampa Bay wins, but does not cover. So, Sis, you're going with who?
I'm gonna take the Eagles with the points. I'm gonna do a Kenny now. I'm taking the Eagles with the points.
Okay.
But I think
wins.
Tampa Bay will beat them. Yeah.
All right. Ricky's making a great point. Philly hasn't beaten a winning team all season. Dan's saying Tampa Bay wins big, 45-13. Paul Rosen, closer than we think. The Bucks close. I'm going to go with Dan, Kenny. I just do not like this matchup. That Tampa Bay playoff defense against Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts will be running around. They're going to force him into throwing. So now here comes the picks because he's not a thrower. I don't like it. Brady at home. I know the weather could be an issue, but I'm laying the points. I'm going Tampa Bay.
I'm going to go with Sis, exactly what he said. But remember this, don't let that 52-26 Dallas game in week 17 fool you. Philly was the one sitting players. Okay, so you get bad weather over there, you might get a turnover or two. I still think this Antonio Brown thing last week or 2 weeks ago, I still think that's going to linger a little bit. I think Philly can come up with some gadget plays. Our guy Devontae Smith going to get a touchdown. I'm going to take the Bucks by a touchdown here or less, but the Eagles cover the spread. So just like Sis said, so I'm going to pull a second time in a row here. I'm going to take the points with the Eagles.
Mark's taking Tampa Bay.
It's Joey Clams.
Yeah, I tried to get the 7.5 on this game, and I laid 8. I went to 8.5, but the total in this game went down 4 points, 3.5 points, and that's worrying me now because of the weather. Not too much is the rain, but the wind. The wind is what's the worst thing about weather. It's not the rain or the snow; it's always the wind. And I'm hearing more and more that Tampa Bay's a lot banged up. But I already bet the Tampa Bay laying the 8. I think they'll do a good job of stopping the run. And let's see if Hurts can throw the ball, which I don't think he'll be able to. And he's not a thrower, but I'll take Tampa Bay hopefully to win by 10.
Joey brought up a great point. They're banged up.
Yeah,
They're banged
they
up
are.
on the
They
defense.
are.
I'm worried about it. I bet this on Monday. I'm a little worried.
Right.
A couple more comments. Mark's taking Tampa Bay. Beelan's saying Bucks baby by 16. Dan saying not that I want to see anybody hurt, but Hurts, no pun intended, gets hurt in the second quarter. I'm making bold predictions now. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, love it.
Beelan's saying Clams, get that teaser. You'll get your 7.
No, if I take the teaser, I'll get to 1.5 or 2.
Take a money line.
Tease.
Take a money
That's for
line.
that's for the lollipops and the Buffalo Wing crowd. You guys over there, you can do the teases.
I'm going to give Kurt the honors of picking this game first.
Oh,
Sunday, 4:30, the number 5, Mike Shanahan led San Francisco 49ers.
Well, it's Kyle Shanahan, not Mike.
Kyle Shanahan. I've got Denver on my mind.
There you go.
Traveling to Dallas. And Dallas, 4 seed. Jerry Jones's team is a 3-point favorite here, Kurt. Which way are you going? I mean, I know which way you're going, but for those who don't know you well, which way are you going?
See, I like Dan already. Dan saying, yeah, money line, definitely that game. Tampa, money line them, baby, money line them. Yeah, listen, this is a nightmare for Dallas, an absolute nightmare. You're playing against the best play caller in the NFL, and Kyle Shanahan. They're not going to play games. They're going to come out and run the ball right down their throat. Here comes the Shanahan run game with the bootlegs, couple play actions here and there, and their defense is going to get after it. This game it has disaster written all over for Dak Prescott because this is, again, do or die. You make $40 million. I told Beelan straight up in a text, anything less than an NFC championship appearance is an absolute downright failure for the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. When you have a $40 million quarterback, you got to get to the conference championships. And they're not going to do it. And they're not going to do it because of him. Shanahan, here we come. Listen, they'll get that run game going. Dak will make his stupid one or two, turnovers in the game. Outright upset. Again, I hope I'm wrong because I want to see Dak versus Brady or Dak versus Rodgers next week. Because what did I tell you last night, Kenny? What do you do?
Run the ball.
No. Next week, if Dallas plays those teams you guys were laughing at.
Oh, take out a loan.
Take the mortgage. Put it up because Dak versus Brady and Dak versus Rodgers is like a mismatch. Mismatch. And that's where you'll clean up. But I'm going with Dan. Dan went... Hold on, he just made his prediction here. I'm going 31-24 San Fran. I'm with them. Outright upset. San Fran beats it. And here we go. This is where it's year one of the Dak watch, year two, and then year three. He's back out on the market because $40 million quarterbacks, you have to win wild card games. Couple more comments real quick. Beelan saying Kurt just hates Dak. Beelan can't wait to hear Kurt's excuse Sunday night. Ricky sorry with Kittle being involved. And the shot line, San Fran is in trouble. Mark saying he hates the Cowboys 49ers wins. I'm going Niners plus the 3.
I'll make mine real quick. I'm with you, Kurt. And I think this 49er team is the one team and only team in the NFC that can maybe be built to go into Green Bay and catch Green Bay sleeping because of Kyle Shanahan's patient run game. If they can get by Dallas and they got to go to Green Bay's got to watch out. So this is my bold prediction. Sleeper team in the NFC here, not just for this week, but for the whole playoffs.
Now, we're going to see Kellen Moore because you want Kellen Moore. You want, like Matt saying, you want to interview for that Bronco job? Pollard and Zeke. Pound it. You start going 4 wide, spreading, and let Dak doing it, you're going to be home. You'll be able to interview for the Bronco job on Monday because don't put it in Dak's hands. Put it in your offensive line. It should be both teams should play exactly. Shanahan run it, you run it. Run it, play defense, win the game like that. You let Dak win, put this game in his hands, you're going home.
Joey Clams, you're the voice of reason. Who you going with here?
This is a match between the two coaches, and I don't mean McCarthy. He stands on the sideline looking at the clock. I think he's looking at a menu in the deli. Should I get the tuna fish sandwich or should I get the mortadella sandwich? Quinn and Shanahan know each other. This is going to be a chess match. He's got Parsons. Let's see what Shanahan can do to get Parsons away out of the game. The front line, they don't have to blitz the 49ers. They got a front four. They're going to put pressure on. They're going to stay in that box, and the turnovers is going to be what wins the game. If you're going to get good Jimmy or bad Jimmy. If Jimmy don't turn the ball over, because we know the defense for 49 is going to turn over Prescott, that's it. Give me the 49ers. They're rolling right now.
My one bold prediction, and then Sis gets the final word on Cowboys, the final say. Bold prediction. Diggs, all these interceptions, right? Well, he may get one interception or he's going to get beat by either Ayuk or Debo because he takes too many chances.
Absolutely.
Jimmy G can get that deep ball, touchdown. Diggs is going to get beat at least once for a touchdown in this game.
Just like Paulie said about Tommy and Goodfellas. He's wild. He's a cowboy. He takes a lot of chances.
Yep.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Kill him? He's a bad seed.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
We're
I
getting the
didn't mean that.
Goodfellas.
I'm just
Goodfellas quotes.
That's
I
the
love it.
line. That was the line.
Beelan's
Great.
saying, hey, are you agreeing with this or not, sis? Beelan's saying, bold prediction, Dak doesn't turn the ball over and throws 3 touchdowns.
Beelan will be at the Hard Rock Cafe watching this game, drinking, what does he drink? Bourbon that he was drinking last night. So by the second quarter, he'll be in Gaga land. So it really doesn't matter what Dak does.
Oh, he's in Florida?
Response. What's that?
He's in Florida at the Hard Rock?
He's got a private jet. That dude's got a ton of money, bro.
I'm friends with the guy Buddy down at the Hard Rock.
He's got a lot of money. He'll fly you now. Just ask Kirk to give you his number. And
go see my buddy over there. He runs the Hard Rock.
Beelan's got a lot of money.
Well, Beelan might lose all his money.
Tahoe.
I hope Beelan doesn't bet Dallas the next 2 weeks. He's going to lose all that money.
Beelan's saving a lot of money because he has sis cutting his grass every week.
Yeah.
For
There
a
you
month.
go. Who do you like?
You're up, sis.
Yep. Well, you could all laugh if you want. I mean, I like the 49ers outright, but don't kid yourself. It's how big the envelopes are that Jerry Jones is going to pass out in the locker room to the officials before the game. So that's my statement on that game. But I'll go with 49ers.
But I'm going to tell you one thing: if the Cowboys do get by here, I'm telling you that they could go out to Green Bay and win that game.
No, they're not.
No way.
They can. I'm telling you, they can.
I'm telling you, they're not.
Green Bay's defense is not good. Their special teams are terrible.
Well, they better run it 60 times because you trust Dak Prescott in a divisional round versus Aaron Rodgers? Not me.
In cold weather?
No way. No way.
All right, guys, we got a couple minutes left. We're getting close on 7 o'clock, so let's move to 8:15, and I'll start with Joey Clams. Talk about backdooring your way into the playoffs. Pittsburgh Steelers, number 7 seed. 4% chance I think they had going into that day to get to the playoffs. What happens? Yeah, they beat the Ravens. That's the first step. Then they get the Jaguars to beat the Colts. What were the chances there? And then they needed the Raiders or the Chargers to lose. And that game looked like it was going to go into a tie. And then the Chargers call a timeout. Don't know if it would have ended up in a tie. It looks like the Raiders kind of were playing for the win. But talk about backdooring your way into the playoffs. And what reward do they get? Big Ben and Pitt have to go to KC, who they got blown out a couple weeks ago. KC is a 12.5-point favorite here, Joe. Which way are you going?
Oh, that's way too many points. You know what? Tomlin is great as an underdog. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is probably the best franchise in football for over 45, 50 years. Established 3 coaches in the last 50 years. Give me Pittsburgh plus the points. That's too many points. Give me the Steelers. They're gonna keep this game close. This is gonna be if they can hold Kansas City to 23 points and they got 13 points in the fourth quarter, they got a shot to win this game. Give me the Steelers plus the points.
And I forgot to mention if Dan Worley, our friend over at Super Drafts, is still listening, his Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Vinny, Greg, my
class
cousin
organization,
Damon.
like you said, Clams.
Oh, one more
you can't
thing.
root
My
against
cousin
them.
Alex Battaglia he sent Kurt a message. He says, I hope you cleaned out the locker room really good. Do a good walkthrough. Make sure you don't leave any wrappers around there. Clean out that locker room on locker room cleanup day on Monday.
Couple of comments. Paul Rosen, you gotta love Joey Clams, throwing out good fella quotes, and Ricky is saying game is very sloppy. Double-digit spreads this season were covered less than 15% this year.
That's a great point, Ricky. Thanks for sharing that. I did not know that. I'll go. I'm going to take the points here too. I mean, class organization. You think Ben's going to have some kind of? He hasn't been Ben all year, but there's going to be some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Respectability.
Yeah, the team's going to play hard.
Motivation.
They're going to play hard. I think Najee Harris is a big key in this game. If you can get Najee Harris going, they're going to cover this spread easily. And what better way, Kurt? Wouldn't you love to see a first-round upset, Pittsburgh over KC, get KC out? But I'm definitely taking the 12.5 points here with Pittsburgh. Sis.
Go with Joey Clams. It's a professional team. Tomlin's one of the best coaches ever in the NFL. There's no way Kansas City's covering that spread. So,
Kurt, you wrap this one up.
I'll say Kansas City will beat them, but they ain't covering that spread.
I'm with all you guys. It's just like Sis said. We always sit here, and what do I always say? Run the ball, play defense, right? You know what?
Yep.
Steelers are going to run the ball, and Steelers are going to play defense. I don't look at 2 weeks ago and all that kind of stuff. Now, all the pressure in the world is on Kansas City. They're at home. What's Pittsburgh got to do? You know what? Tomlin is a great coach. You're going to give him, that defense is going to play. You're not going to Tyreek Hill. They're a different game. They're a different team now, right? Kansas City isn't going to throw it deep and throw it. That's over. They can't do that. Defense is caught up to them. You know what? It's going to be who's tough. They'll stop the run. JJ with what's his name? The Watt brother there. I don't know if Pittsburgh can win. I agree with Joe. Fourth quarter, I think it will be a game, but I'm going to take the points too.
Mika Fitzpatrick.
Right, Fitzpatrick.
JJ Watt.
And what's his name? Hill's a little banged up.
Right, Hill's banged up. They're still not 100% healthy either, that team. So.
And I like the coaching matchup here. Sometimes Reed falls asleep.
Last game, guys. Sunday.
JJ Watt reminds me of me when I was a kid. But go ahead, Kenny.
Sorry, sis. Our last game is Monday night. We got a Monday night game. This is a new thing for the NFL. We got the struggling Arizona Cardinals. Talk about a team backdooring their way into the playoffs against the Rams, who have not been hot neither. They lost to San Fran, who has their number, let's say. Kurt, you're up. The Rams are a 3.5-point favorite Monday night.
This is easy for me. I'm telling you. I saw everything last week, Joe. Arizona at home against Seattle. Arizona was down 7. Kyler Murray running around. They kick a field goal. They kick a field goal to make it to 4, right? Crowd's fired up. They're waving. Look, I'm going to make Sis laugh. They're waving the white hankies in Arizona. Come on, defense. One stop. 2nd and 7. Here comes Rashard Penny for 70 right against Vance Joseph's defense. Whoop. That
was one of my best bets last week.
Yes, it was. Listen, they couldn't stop Seattle. There's no way in the world Vance Joseph. I would never put $1 on Vance Joseph in a big spot. This team is one and done. He's going to be running left, running right, throwing around. They don't run the ball anymore. Kingsbury and Murray, those guys will be looking for no way. I'm sorry. Sis is laughing. Rams all night long. Rams.
You know what, Kurt? We disagree a lot, but I'm going to go next and just say I 100% agree with you. I am laying the points with the Rams here, and Carson's boy, Matt Stafford's going to have at least 3 to 4 touchdowns. Sis.
Well, me and Kurt were talking about McVay Sunday.
Look, Sis is crying. He's got tears in his eyes.
Yeah, I did. He walks around like a little tough guy. I don't like him. I don't like him as a coach, but I am totally on the same page with Kurt. There's no way, in my opinion, that the Cardinals can beat them over there. But they're going to go. They're going to win the first round. That'll be the end of them. Come week 2, they'll be done.
Guys, listen to this comment from Ricky. J.J. Watt returns this week, obviously. Arizona's better road than a home team. Just remember, listen to this stat. Matthew Stafford only has 7 wins against teams that he plays against teams that have 10-plus wins. 7 wins? I mean, he must have played Green Bay. He had to play Green Bay a lot, so.
Yeah, I'm still going Rams here.
Me too.
I got Joe, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, McVay, I agree with Sis on him. He's like a bully, and he thinks he's smarter than everybody. He blew that game last week. You got Cooper Kupp, and you got 2nd and 3rd down. I know the San Francisco's got a timeout left, but you got to throw the ball. So the best playmaker in the league, either you don't trust your quarterback or you think you're smarter than everybody. But the coach for Arizona, 6-19. Last 4 years, last 5-6 games in a year, he looks like he doesn't know what he's looking at. McVay's a bully. He'll beat up on a bad coach like this. Give me the Rams. Murray throws the ball. He's got to jump up in the air and throw it over the. He's 5'8". He's got to jump up. Yeah, watch me throw his ball. He jumps up in the air like a point guard trying to throw it over Patrick Ewing.
Joe, I'll be honest.
Okay,
I'm
give me the
watching.
Rams.
I'm watching the game last week, right? So I have it on the second TV. The first TV, I had all the little boxes. I forgot what game I was watching, but I'm like, oh, 17-0. Next thing you know, like, I'm not even like trying to be funny about Alabama, Cincinnati, but I watched the team. I'm like, what are the 49ers doing? They look like they're Alabama against Cincinnati. 9-9-9. Like the Rams were like, are the Rams going to try to stop the run at all? Like, they couldn't do it. That's what's scary about these 49ers, man. They get in this run game. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. But I'm sorry. But the Seattle Seahawks have done nothing all year. They look like the Seahawks with Steve Largent and all those guys. Arizona can't stop anybody.
Jimmy Zorn.
Come on. Jimmy Zorn.
Steve Largent.
Kurt, I know we're over time. I want to do one thing with Joe that's going to take a minute,
Okay.
and then we'll do closing thoughts and best bets.
Sounds good.
Joe, prop bets going into the playoffs. AFC conference winner. I want you to give me who you think and give me a dark horse. I'm going to give you the odds just for our audience. If somebody wants to go out there and do this prop bet. KC plus 175 favorites. Tennessee plus 310. These are all money line. Buffalo plus 350. Remember to win the AFC. Cincinnati plus 800. Patriots plus 1,000. Vegas 2,200. Pittsburgh 3,400. Who do you think, Joe? And give a sleeper for people who like to bet the long shots.
I'm gonna take Buffalo plus the 350, and then I would sprinkle something on the Bengals.
Okay, let's go to the NFC, Joe. Green Bay plus 170. Tampa Bay plus 330. Rams plus 500. Dallas plus 600. San Fran plus 1,000. Arizona 1,200. Philly 3,000.
I'll take the 49ers. Last week before last week's game, I took the 49ers to win the Super Bowl at 33-1. You can't find that now. That's under 20. So I got 49ers. I threw a little, ice cream on there, 33-1. But give me the 49ers, and that's it. I'm not going to take anybody else.
I like that, Joe, because, hey, Giants did it when they made their run. I've seen crazier things. Joe.
They're playing good now.
Last thing, Joe, Super Bowl odds. Green Bay, 380. KC, 450. Tampa, 750. Buffalo, 750. Tennessee, 850. Rams, 1,000. Cowboys, 1,200. Bengals, 1,700. San Fran, 2,100. Cards, 22. Pats, 22. Eagles, 6. Raiders, 6,000. Steelers, 9,000. So you just said San Fran, so they're 22-1 now. So I just want... So you're going to go San Fran. Guys, who are you taking in the Super Bowl real quick? We know.
And I got them at 33-1.
You got them at 33, and you said they're 22. So people are laying money on them. Kurt, who would you take?
Tampa
750. Sis, you're going to go Buffalo, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to go Rams at 1,000. That would be my choice. Best bets and closing thoughts in the same sentence, Kurt. You do the order.
Sis, you start it up.
Best bet, and then your closing thoughts, sis.
My best bet of the weekend is going to be the 49ers, but I agree with Joey Clams. We were talking today. This is so wide open that there's no AFC, NFC, in my opinion anyway, there's no clear-cut favorite as of right now. Obviously, that's going to change. And good show tonight. Enjoy the games over the weekend, and bet with your head, not over it.
All right, I'll go next. I'll make it short and sweet. My best bet, I love Buffalo this week. I just think it's so, listen, it could be a franchise-changing game. You cannot lose this game at home. You have to win. You were a Super Bowl, like Sis said, he's been on them all year. You've been a Super Bowl quote-unquote favorite from the beginning of this year. You cannot
Get millions of dollars. Yep.
You cannot lose in the wild card. You just gave this quarterback a lot of money. You're home. You're against a rookie quarterback. I think they step it up and they do win this game. If they don't, I'd see a lot of trouble in Buffalo. And hey, everyone enjoy the playoffs. Be smart. And I'm just excited to hear who my next head coach is, and let's go get Aaron Rodgers, baby. Joey Clams.
Yeah, I made this bet the other day. This is my best bet. I got under 25.5 first half Cincinnati Raiders. They're going to come out and feel each other out, like I said before. First time coaches in the playoffs, first time quarterback. Ball's going to be cold. They're not going to be able to grip it. The line went from 25.5 to 24.5. Still go under that. And I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers also.
Okay, and any other final thoughts? Final thoughts. Joe.
Any other final thoughts, Joe?
Any other final
thoughts?
I
got a quick gambling story. Back in 1990, New Year's Eve, it was the playoff round, and the Houston Oilers were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was betting big money. I was down 12,000. I bet 3,000 on the Oilers minus 6.5, and I bet 3,000 on the under, and I put them in a dime reverse. That's reversed. Wind up the Houston's winning by 7. Bubby Brister comes down, ties the game up, goes in overtime. I can't win in overtime, and the game went over. I wind up losing 28,000 for the week. Thank God the next day, New Year's Day, I make about 10,000 back. And on my sheet with my customers, I won 5, but I was still in the hole for like 16, 17,000. I had to go to the candy store to see Jimmy and borrow some money. I still went out and partied New Year's Eve, but I woke up the next day not feeling too good on that money.
I'm surprised you didn't run out on the avenue and get a bus and take it to Chicago.
Sis, I got a funny one. I got one more real quick, Kenny.
And I'm Joey Clams, and that's a gambling story.
Well, here's one of my best ones with Sis. Me and Sis did a teaser one time. I'll never forget this. Hasselback was the quarterback at Seattle, and we had 14. What did we have? We had 35 points, or we had 28 points. Yeah, we had 28. We were getting 28 points somehow. We were at Seattle, at Green Bay, in the snow against Brett Favre. What happened? Seattle, bang, 14-0 out of the gate. Me and Sis are doing the, hey, we
were sitting there with your father.
It's 42-0. It's 42-0. What happens? Favre, boop, 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 boop. They lost by what? About 35 points. So don't take these teams on the road. The road goes like this. Zoop. Take the home teams except Dallas.
What did Big Ben do to us in that pool?
Yeah, he knocked us out of 25 G's.
Yeah. That was big money, man. For $50, I remember that.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, your final thoughts.
My best bet, Rams money line. And then I'm going to give you a parlay on the money line. I'm going to do a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3-team parlay. I'm going to take the Bengals on the money line, 49ers on the money line, and the Rams on the money line to have a little fun over the weekend, see if that one will hit. My quick gambling story is my final thought would be our Joey Clam's going to like this. Our good friend Roger back home in New Jersey, Joe. We used to watch the games in Kurt's basement on the TV, and we called the bookmakers up and make the bets. We did an over/under on KC San Diego, which was really low. It was like 38.5 or 39, right, Kurt? It was something like that.
It was something where it had the exact number. So
yeah, we pushed
34, maybe 34.
It was 34 or 35, but funny story was it was 30. There was already 31 or 32 points. I think I want to say 31 points in the first half. The only way we could win or push is if 3 points in the second half. A long story short, it was a 3-point second half, and we pushed the game, and we were ready to jump off the bridge with that bet. But it managed to hang on. So my thing is, it's never over until it's over. That would be my
that's
advice.
it, exactly.
Never over till it's over. You could be down 21 with 5 minutes left, and you can still lose or win.
Don't count nothing until they start cleaning the parking lot up.
That's it. That's my final thought. That's Wits and Wagers for Thursday night.
And I'm also going to throw a little pizza money on the Steelers money line. Why not? Throw 20. What's the money line you see on the Steelers, Ken?
I'll tell you right now. Let's see. NFL. Steelers are plus 500.
Wow.
That's not a bad idea, but you're right, Joe.
Why not? You throw
Yep.
you throw $20 on.
But
Yeah.
thank you everybody for listening and comments. That was a fun, fast hour and 15 minutes. We went a few minutes over, but it's wild card weekend, so
Yep.
we went over, so it's okay. Thank you, Joey, for joining, and that's Wits and Wagers for Thursday.
Abbott and Costello, boxcars, Little Joe.